Hey everyone, it's Jackson with People Loving Nashville again, and I hope you're all staying hopeful and that you have some good community to lean on throughout this really weird time. If you don't know about People Loving Nashville, for the past 11 years, PLN as we call it, has been meeting some of Nashville's most vulnerable residents every Monday night, many of whom who are experiencing homelessness. Now we're blessed to be able to provide great food, clothing, and other physical needs, in addition to being a godly community that they can lean on. It's an honor to be able to share another glimpse into our Monday nights, and I hope you're able to take some time to listen to these stories and pray for our friends. There's a lot of hurt and a lot of need in our city, and I think it's so special that we get to bring some of God's light into these dark situations. Now we have a pretty unique prayer request / podcast / whatever this is, and we're going to hear from a friend on the streets, Andrew, who has actually come out of homelessness, and hear a little bit of what that journey's been like for him. But before that, we sadly lost a very special member of our community, and I asked Jenna, one of our longtime volunteers, to just speak a few words about her and what she meant to the community and the type of woman she was.
Hey, this is Jenna. I wanted to take a moment to honor a sweet member of our community that we recently found out passed away. Deborah was kind, compassionate, feisty, and absolutely hilarious. She could light up the entire plaza with her smile, but she knew so much pain in this life as well. Deborah experienced a tremendous amount of loss and disappointment in her all too short life, and she was a victim of systems that failed to provide adequate care for her and the support that she needed for her health and well-being. We'll remember Deborah every time children come and serve with us on Monday nights. She loved that so much, and it brought her so much joy. And we'll remember Deborah every time we advocate for better options for our friends experiencing homelessness, especially in the winter when they need shelter. We'll remember the way that we tried to help Deborah seek shelter, but she didn't feel safe enough. The options weren't good enough for her, and they're not good enough for so many of our friends. We're thankful for you, Deborah. We love you. We're so grateful that you allowed us to be even just a small part of your journey. We'll miss you so much. And we're thankful that you knew and loved Jesus, and that the pain and the struggles that you experienced on this side of heaven are no longer clinging to you. You're free. We love you.
I recently had the opportunity to meet Andrew, and I think I actually met him before, back when he was really in a dark place and on the streets, and I didn't even recognize him. And we got to talking, and I asked him if he'd be okay with me interviewing him. And I hope you listen to this and are just inspired by his determination, the way that he has flipped his life around and has been completely and utterly redeemed through his faith and his relationship with Christ. And I just want to run right through a wall after hearing him talk about the way he wants to pay it back to those that got him to the place that he is, and for those that are still in the place that he was. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew. Awesome. So, my man Andrew, you were living on the streets at that time, and God's been doing some really cool stuff in the in-between that's allowed you to, now you have a place.
Yeah, house, yeah.
And work.
Yeah, 2 jobs.
Whew.
Yep.
That's awesome, man. Can you just kind of walk me through a little bit of how it was, maybe just a little bit of early life, and then what led to, your situation being on the streets?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess I'll start when I was younger. I was born in Germany, and when I came to the United States, I was adopted when I was younger. I was in a really toxic household, and I never really felt like I fit in, and I never got nurtured and cared for correctly. When I turned 18, I was sort of shoved out of the house, fend for myself. I didn't know how to take care of myself at all. I never learned how to really appreciate myself or people, or even work hard or anything. And it was a giant struggle for me. The first few years of being an adult, I just couldn't get it all together, and I fell into drugs and stuff, drinking real bad, and I decided, like, I guess there was a darkness in my mind and my soul at the time that sort of had a hold of me. I felt cursed for a really long time since I was a young kid, that like nothing was going to work out for me. I used to shout all the time to God, be like, why are you doing this to me? Like, why are you punishing me? Like what did I do to deserve this? Around like last year, about August, I'd say, after I came here in Nashville, I was at my darkest point. Like, drugs and stuff got really bad for me, and I couldn't take it anymore. And for the first time in my life, I got on my knees and I prayed. I reached out. I was like, take all the pain off me. Take the chains off of me. Release me from this. Why do I feel this way? I need something else. And that sort of like started a bunch of epiphanies for me. It just started rolling this ball in the right direction. I came out of my shell, stopped being so depressed and quiet, and made one friend. And one friend led to another. And honestly, coming up here to this homeless organization here, I met some really cool people like Jeb and Emily, and they treated me like I was a friend. And Brenna, this girl that used to volunteer here, they treated me like I was a friend, acted like I was normal, and like, for the first time in a long time, I felt like, maybe I could fit back in. And this sort of gave me a little bit of hope. Every day I became a little more motivated, and I finally got clean. I started going to belonging. Went to the conference last year. It totally changed my life. It was insane. Like, instead of being fearful to God, it was the first time I accepted Him in my heart. Like, the power that was there was unreal. Instead of feeling like religion was like pushing itself onto me, I felt like it was exuding out of me and coming out of my soul, like from inside of me. I couldn't believe the people there and how much love and the power of Jesus, especially here in Nashville, has been so strong. It really shaped my mind, and it showed me what people can do when they care about each other. And through that, I learned how to appreciate myself, how to care about myself. Like, these strangers could care about me, why couldn't I do it? And that mentality sort of just started building from there. Started going to church every weekend. I went a week clean, 2 weeks clean, 3 weeks clean, didn't relapse. And I was up here one night at the War Memorial, and my friend asked me if I needed a job. I said, yeah. I started working there the next day, and it was just everything I ever wanted. It was just a whole new season began in my life. Everybody there treated me so well. My boss asked me if I wanted to move in with her, and it was just I was embraced. Like, I finally had a family and people that cared about me, and just having that around made me never want to go back to being like, on the streets or struggling or anything like that. I finally felt like I could do good things with my life. And after 4.5 years being on the streets, struggling every day, sometimes not eating, I finally had somewhere safe to go, somewhere warm to sleep, and somewhere safe to put my guitar. That's awesome. And, I slept 14 hours a day, 20 hours a day on days I didn't work. And every time I had in between, just recovering from all the stress of just being out here, I'd never realized how much of a toll this life took on me until I had a chance to take a break. And once that energy filled up inside of me, I became more powerful myself and closer to God, and was able to keep a grasp on that. I built a pattern up of feeling good about myself and working hard, and like that just kept on going until it was muscle memory. And now every day it's just smiles and just looking towards the future and never looking back. And I feel like I've finally returned to the source, so to say. Like, the person I always was deep down inside, I'm finally able to express now. All the depression released off my shoulders, all the sadness is gone, and every single day I go outside and I sun gaze and I speak to Jesus. I talk to God. I thank Him for everything that's going on. I give all the glory to God every single time, and it's just been a non-stop blessing every single day. It's been a continuous, amazing journey. And now I'm ready to reach back out and help other people, spread my story, and be a beacon of hope for people that you don't have to live this way. And the darkness and the forces out there, they're trying to hold you here and tell you that you'll never change. They're wrong. You can change. You can shed generational energy. You can shed all those chains that are on you, all that doubt and all that fear that's holding you back. It doesn't control you. Only you control you. I've just been living that mentality and just letting spirituality in my heart lead the way, never looking back.
Yeah, dude, it's apparent. Thanks for sharing all that. I mean, thanks. I didn't even see your face earlier. I just saw this dude with white Converse and a jean jacket bouncing around. I was like, that dude looks really joyful. And then Jeb said, oh yeah, you don't know Andrew? I was like, no, but I want to. I didn't even see the...
You're one of the first people down here that I knew by name, and like I knew you're like by the time you'd come up, dude, and you actually gained weight too. You're like, you filled up. You were pretty sucked up there for a while.
Yeah,
you were pretty tiny, man.
Yeah, I was.
I love it. Jeb's the best.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's cool, man. No, definitely thanks for sharing that. I was gonna ask, when temptation or darkness do creep up on you, how you handle it, but you were saying that you're already, talking with God and Jesus every day, so.
I've never had an issue with it.
Since?
None of that stuff's ever returned. I've never felt like using. Every time something bad happens now, I immediately go to God. I immediately turn to music. I express myself in the most positive ways. Like a lot of people, maybe it's difficult and it's more of a struggle, and I've always been really thankful for it not being so tough on me. And, I don't look at it as I just got clean in one day, because I spent a couple years thinking about it a lot and maybe not meditating, but definitely envisioning change. But, just God, I know he's the one that gave me the strength, and it's been incredible. Never felt like using, never felt like drinking. I get sad. Everyone gets sad sometimes, but it's temporary. And I've reframed everything negative. Every time something bad pops up in my mind, my natural reaction is to immediately just banish it, abolish it, reframe it all, turn it into something else. I used to think like, I have so far to go. I wasted so much time. Now I look at it as how far I've come, how much I've overcame. Yep. It's been incredible.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think a lot about like this thing that I call fast twitch faith, where it's just like, as soon as I know I need to do something or need to call something out, like I want to have that. And it sounds like you do. Like as soon as, I'm guessing the Holy Spirit tells you to do something, you're like, yes, I'm all in.
For sure.
That's awesome, dude. Really, really love it.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for taking some time, man.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I want other people to hear your story and to be inspired.
Yeah, me too.
You're not only a success story, but you're a redemption story.
Absolutely.
And all that. So. Yeah. Good stuff, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks for sharing. I didn't know your story, so.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely something to maybe write about one day or something.
I think so.
Write a song about it or something, at least.
Yeah, dude.
Just let me express exactly what I came here to do. It's so great. You later, bro. Thanks, man. God bless.
Absolutely.
How cool is that? We're going to transition to hearing some prayer requests and some stories of people still on the streets, but I just want to say how much of an honor it was to be able to listen to Andrew's story and to share it with you guys. I hope this sort of stuff really brings into perspective what the struggle can be like on the streets and what it can take to get out of it sometimes. And it's going to take a lot of people and a lot of systemic change and a lot of sacrifice, but it's a fight worth fighting. So we're going to listen to some prayer requests, and I hope that you pause it when you feel led to do so we can intercede and pray on behalf of our friends.
Is there anything we can be praying for you about this week?
Just that I eventually can get a bigger tent.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the list for a 4-man. But due to the fact that I got screws in my hips and I can't always bend down very well, I need at least a 5 or a 6-man.
Okay.
And just eventually that I can get my stimulus here soon.
Because it says, behold, I give you the power to trample scorpions, or Luke 10:19. That means you don't need to worry about getting bit.
That's awesome.
In this world, you're going to get bit.
Pray for the ones in Knox County.
Where we're from, because we had a friend that OD'd on heroin.
Yeah, we're having some issues back in Knox County. We're just trying to pray that all our friends are getting clean and stuff and staying.
Yeah, brother. Anything we can be praying for you about?
Well, me and Kim work it out.
Yeah. Okay. Would you like some Bible verses for the week?
I think, yeah.
Here you are.
Because I post them too on Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
So, yeah.
I love that. Would you like some Bible verses for the week?
Waited so long. Here we go. I got 2 tickets to paradise. Ticket I will put a dice. I got 2 tickets to paradise.
Pray, brother.
I got 2 tickets to paradise. And he goes, oh, it was so good.
You're a rock star.
I'm a rock star. It's good to see you, man. How are you, man?
I've been doing okay. Yourself?
Oh, I'm alright, man.
Yeah.
God, He's not leaving me alone.
Wow.
He says, man, I love you.
Amen.
He says that He loves you. Okay, let's what does it say now?
Let's see our brothers and sisters as the image bearers of God that they are. In 2 Corinthians it says, so from now on we regard no one from a worldly point of view. Though we once regarded Christ in this way, we do so no longer. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, like you and I,
Yes.
the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. All this is from God, who reconciled us to himself through Christ and gave us the ministry of reconciliation.
I am so reconciled. He is so stronger than the rest of us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do, man. Absolutely.
See, the thing of it is, people that they think that they can't be reconciled to the Lord, they can. Man, I'll tell you one thing. When God looks on us, He's going to have mercy. He'll have mercy on me and you. He's going to love us. And say, oh, he's my friend. Jesus is just alright with. How about the Doobie Brothers?
Jesus is just alright with me. Jesus is just alright. Oh yeah.
Jesus is just.
Just got back about 3 months ago when this virus hit.
Yeah.
Blew everything up.
It's been tough, man. Did it put you out of work?
Well, I've got a little bit of work, but the bad thing about it was right before I left Chattanooga, I blew the engine in my Honda Odyssey, which I was working at over on Carpenter.
Yeah.
And then the house I was living in, part of the roof collapsed and a black mold. I was in the hospital. I hightailed it here, and then the bottom fell out here. So. What's your name?
Jackson.
Daryl.
Daryl?
Yeah.
That's awesome, brother. Look at us, a couple of tall, skinny guys.
Thanks again for taking the time to listen and pray for our friends downtown. This prayer request thing is continuing to evolve, and in the coming weeks, we'll be hearing directly from some other volunteers and organizers with PLN. As always, you can head to peoplelovingnashville.com for more information, and I hope you just have a blessed week.
Hey, long time no see.
No, good to see
What's up with you?
I like your Padawan frame.
Thanks, man. Everyone here called it that. The rest of the week, I got rat tail every day.
You're like, no, dude, it's Padawan.
Like rat tail. Like, hell yeah, rat tail.
Sure.
White trash. Right on.
I will say, when I saw that movie when it came out, that's all I wanted was that.
Dang.
I had a slight man crush on Anakin. It was chill.
That's so funny.
Him and Aragorn, man, those were the two.
Oh, for sure, man.